Thank you. I'm 73. At my age, I agree. I often forget what day it is. Last Monday, I got up and I got dressed for church. Getting dressed for church on Monday morning. How stupid is that? I don't go to church on Monday. I'm Jewish. I don't go to church at all. My new boss is an ageist. I swear he hates all old people. You know, just because I'm over 70, he makes me take a cognition test every morning. Before I'm allowed to even open up my computer, I have to remember the password. And then another one for the network, another one for email, but I'm fine with that. What I can't remember, though, is why am I still working? I think large swaths of America are ageist, saying that Biden is too old to be president. Come on. He's younger than the Pope. He's younger than Mick Jagger's, the original Jumping Jack Flash. And he's a mere embryo compared to the universe. And sure, he forgets things. Everybody does. You forget things, right? I mean, I can't remember the last time my wife said I did something right. Hey, Jack, get with the program. Old age is an attitude, not a number. Well, unless you're pushed out of your job, then it's a short tumble. You lose your job, lose all sense of reality. Before you know it, you've got 90-some felony counts against you and you owe the government $500 million. But you're still young enough to run for president. Ah, Donald Trump. What a guy. You know, he says that immigrants are thugs and thieves, but insurrectionists are patriots. That makes as much sense as Jeffrey Dahmer saying that vegans are monsters. Sure, some of them are, but that's different. And here's the fact. Undocumented and documented aliens have a lower crime rate and lower unemployment rate than the rest of the United States, and certainly less than Donald Trump. And not one was at the Capitol, and not one can afford to pay off a porn star. And here, look, if you're against immigration, that's a choice. That's fine. But don't hate immigrants. Hating immigrants is like hating your son-in-law. Sure, he's sleeping with your daughter in your basement. But who's going to cut the grass? I've lived in D.C. for over 40 years. I love it. Except, you know, it's getting so expensive. You wouldn't believe what it costs these days to buy a politician. And they're not worth it. Both D.C. and Georgia have politicians that tweeted that Jews control the weather. Come on. We haven't been able to control the weather since we left Egypt the first time. And I'll tell you a little secret. If we really had that superpower, we'd just keep Manhattan a toasty 78 degrees. And don't believe those Jew haters. We don't control the media. We don't control the banks. And good golly, Miss Molly, we did not sink the Titanic. That was an iceberg, not a Goldberg. So I just came back from San Francisco, and the kids out there are fearless. They are doing extreme sports. They're on skateboards, going in and out of traffic, riding 90-foot tiger waves. But you know what? It's not the kids that should be fearless. It's old people like me that need to be fearless. If a young person does something extreme and dies, they're missing out on a beautiful long life. If an old person does something extreme and dies, they're missing out on hospice. And maybe a morphine drip. Look, baby boomers do not need long-term care insurance. What we need is senior discounts on extreme sports. And we need to outlaw anyone under 70 driving without a breathalyzer ignition or doing extreme sports or being in the military. You know, wars would be so much shorter if all the soldiers were old. Sure, young people, they got plenty of energy, but they're ignorant. Old people, we're tired, but we got knowledge. You know, if all the soldiers in the Middle East were over 70, we'd have a ceasefire by noon, we'd get in a good nap, and still make the early bird special at IHOP. Hey look, I may be 73, but I got goals, I got plans. I plan to ride my bicycle clear across the country. I want to see my grandchildren graduate from college. And if I'm really, really lucky, after 50 years of marriage, I want my wife to finally come to one of my comedy shows. Now, my friends my age, what are they doing? They're selling off the family home, moving into single-floor condos, and buying funeral plots in godforsaken places like Akron, Ohio. Why? So the kids won't be bothered. So the kids won't be bothered. Screw the kids. You don't think I was bothered going to every single soccer game and track meet and praying to the Lord on high, please, please, don't make the finals. And I'm still sacrificing for my kids. I let them use my password for Pornhub Pro. Oh, you didn't know there was a Pornhub Pro? Well, that's the type of dad I am. But I'm not about to buy a funeral plot in Akron, Ohio. Look, I may have been born there, but I'm not spending eternity there. That's why we need destination funerals. That's right. Disney needs to step up and start offering destination funerals coupled with timeshares. Think about it. Disney Graveland in beautiful downtown Orlando, between the parks and DeSantis' prisons. It's where woke can go to die and be buried. I want a classic Disney funeral. Crystal casket, pumpkin hearse, and for pallbearers, the Seven Dwarfs, singing, hi-ho, it's off to Berrymark we go. And then, every year, on the anniversary of my death, all my relatives can come and stay for free, because they're cheap, and I'll give them mouse ears, and before they go into the park, we'll have an iconic Disney character take them past my grave, like Goofy. Well, hiya, kids. Oh, there lies Grandpa. That's his last playground, so let's sing. Grandpa, Grandpa, grand-diggity dog. He ain't breathing. That's why we're grieving. His heart stopped beating, and now he's gone. Come on, kids, let's go to Space Mountain. I hate the fact that just because I'm over 70, people think that I'm old. Then on the subway, pregnant women give me their seat. And then my only pickup line is, help, I've fallen, I can't get it up. But I get it, I do. People get older, they change, right? A young man at 22 dreams of having a mistress who's young and sexy and will dress up like a nurse. An old man of 92 dreams of having a mistress that's a nurse. A young man really wants his mistress to knock his socks off. The old man really wants his mistress to, please dear, could you put the socks on? A young man foolishly believes that if they can only get their way, they will be happy for the end of their days. An old man knows that the only way to be truly happy and content is to not give a shit. And enjoy the morphine trip. I mean, personally, I don't think you're old unless your side piece is your night nurse and your spouse appreciates the help. And I'm not old. I walk my dog every day, twice a day, for 2 hours. All right. It's only been an hour and a half, but you know that dog? He stops every 10 minutes so I can pee. I'm Mark Palchik. Thank you very much. I want a thing called Comedy Walk. It is stand-up with the National Mall as the stage. If you would like to get a discount coupon, see me after the show, and I'll be glad to give it to you. Thank you very much. Give it up for your host.